All right, YouTube, we're back here with another reaction to the GTA 6 leak situation. This is what Moist Critical is getting more in depth about how it's getting even more crazier. I know that they postponed it for a long time from like last year to the end of this year. 'Cause I know they was gonna drop what May 2025, and then now they pushed it back all the way to like what November. So all these gaming companies been trying to push out games and everything like that before GTA 6 could hit the shelves and hit not even the shelves because it's all digital now too, which everyone's raving about. But honestly, I would want a digital copy of a lot of games, especially that Wolverine is coming out. I think I'm gonna go to GameStop and see if they have digital copies in there. Um, but a lot of things I'm gonna do giveaways too for the GTA for Wolverine that comes out and GTA. So if y'all want to join into that, it's gonna be linked in the description for my Twitch and my Discord. So I'm gonna definitely start doing a lot of stuff for the community and stuff like that when it comes to giving back and everything. So I also have a PS5 giveaway in the next couple months too. So start that up, and then we're gonna start doing like get into like the PC giveaways and stuff like that too later on in the year. But we're gonna start doing a lot more stuff. Let's get straight to this.
I have to follow up on the story of the GTA 6 leaks because this is going bonkers now. Obviously, I can't speak on too much detail with what the videos they have shown have in them because then I imagine Take Two would be having the Men in Black roll through with the noisy cricket and just blowing my innards out my asshole. Like it's
Just blowing your to smithereens.
not it's probably not safe to like speak on it. Definitely can't show you anything from it. But they have
They're going
released
crazy.
a handful of clips now showcasing what appears to be GTA 6 footage. Some of it is older, but they are now claiming that they have a functional build of GTA 6 and are threatening to release it if they're not left alone. Take Two recently
He said, "Yo, better leave
started
us alone."
throwing the kitchen sink at this issue here.
They said they better leave them alone. They gonna up the blick on them and drop all of it. That is insane. Who gave him the files? These leakers, I'm not gonna lie to you, folks that be hacking, you get into these softwares and everything like that, these data files, man, they dangerous. Well, you gotta protect that thing like the Infinity Stone when that boy Thanos is going after, because them boys is really coming for that.
They've subpoenaed Discord. They're targeting like a
Damn.
bunch of different servers and stuff, looking for anyone even adjacently related potentially to the leakers. I wouldn't be surprised if I found out my parents are being subpoenaed because my
Subpoenaed.
dad Googled Otto one time. Like, it's a wide net they're casting to try
Otto.
and track them down and figure out where these leaks are coming from. It's very clear they are taking it seriously. And if it is true they have a build, that could be catastrophic for GTA 6 because it means they could leak crucial story elements ahead of release, even spoiling like the ending and such. So that could be, fucking disastrous for them.
Yeah.
Now, initially, I kind of brushed it off
Rockstar on
as
the ass.
not the biggest deal in the world that Rockstar and Take Two probably weren't, sweating, soiling their britches over because it was a few videos from what seems to be like a multiple year old build of the game, and it wasn't showing anything too integral to the game, and if anything it was just generating hype for the upcoming Netflix trailer they're premiering for GTA 6. But now I'm singing a very different tune because they have shown that they have more than just like videos. Like at first you could write it off as like, okay, maybe they got access to some, custodian who went on one of the employees' computers and
Custodians.
recorded a little footage with Fraps or something.
Yeah, how do you acquire
fucking
this?
unregistered Hypercam 2 footage of GTA 6 3 years ago, and they somehow got it from his device. But one of their more recent leaks has them actually shoot the name Leak into a building in game, which leads me to believe that they are playing it, right? Like that's the assumption you could make from that. So it's not entirely unreasonable to think they have a
They are, bro. So they are in game playing it already, hands on. Yeah.
build in their fingertips here in the palm of their
Wait.
hands. So it's a threat
Take Two Interactive. Is that not the same ones that make 2K? The ones that does like all the microtransactions for 2K too?
that has some real meat behind it that Take Two, I imagine, is probably a little nervous about now. They're clearly taking it with like the utmost gusto here, pursuing them. And according to CyberLeak, they might just make like my bladder after drinking chamomile tea and leak it all. So they are saying that they have this build. They've already made their demands clear. They even have their manifesto where They're talking about all of like the terrible practices in gaming, and this is their way of like forcing them to, look inward, make changes, do better, that kind of thing. But they have been plastering a crypto all over the footage and seemingly generating tons and tons and tons of money. I've seen a ton of buzz about people
God damn.
preaching that this is all legitimate and for the gamers because
So like, there's another thing too when it comes down to GTA though, like GTA 6, right? It's like if they don't like they putting it all together right and it's ready to drop in November, but obviously they're doing tweaks and everything like that, but them doing tweaks, they're doing testing. So I think during testing a lot of stuff started to leak because they're starting to test the full actual game in quotations. So getting the files for that and they're probably sending it to private like database data formats where it's like they send it over to people in departments where I think they should have just had it all confined into like one part like a department for them to actually put it all together for nothing to leak out into the public. But obviously, like I said, I think they, like I said, send a lot of people to test the game and everything like that because there's definitely probably a lot of people that tested the game already and gave Rockstar feedback, and it's just like, bro, because like I said, they stopped Red Dead Redemption 2 online to take a lot of the developers to work more on GTA 6. That's why a lot of Red Dead Online updates be garbage.
CyberLeak burned their dev wallet, about $1 million worth of tokens they burned, to prove that it's not a scam and it's not a cash grab. Now, I
Wow.
haven't fully dove into the minutia of all of that at the moment, but it's like people completely forgot about the crypto rug pull era 4 or 5 years ago now, roughly. The wild, wild west where NFTs were draining piss from balls, bank
Man,
accounts emptying because they
NFT
couldn't
was
stop
frying folks.
FOMOing into every meme shitcoin that popped up and getting rugged endlessly. And one of the strategies that a lot of those shitcoins that inevitably rugged did to prove that they were real was they made a big song and dance out of the devs burning their tokens to let everyone know, hey, look, it's safe. Come on in, the water's fine. Only that doesn't tell the whole story. That's not actually like a full look under the hood there. But who knows? Maybe this time it's different. But another thing to consider, once people are buying into the meme shitcoin, they have a vested interest in spinning tall tales about it to keep the hype train rolling so that way they can capitalize off it as well, so they're not the ones left holding the bag. It's how a lot of those rug pull shitcoins functioned back in the day where
Yeah,
they
the
had a ton of
NFTs.
drones that did get in somewhat early and then they start preaching the gospel to get other suckers on board, even knowingly peddling the fraudulent information about it. But again, could be a totally different song and dance with the CyberLeak coin this time
Yeah,
around.
CyberLeak, them
My
boys
initial
pushing
impression
P.
was that they were using it as a convenient excuse to hose this for money because literally everything is watermarked with their crypto to pump the fuck out of that coin.
Yeah.
And obviously leaks of this caliber
And that's like the bread behind it is the actual catch behind it is GTA 6 leak. So if they want people to do that leak and you want to see actual, well, obviously they leaked some of it already, but having to say that they're gonna drop a whole build like manufactured around the game and saying that they already peeped and seen what the game is actually about and everything, bro, that is crazy, bro. Like why are they? Because this has to be a security breach because how did it leak so far? Like there's no way that you're sitting here testing and giving people the full game to test. Like there's no way, right? Like that people are
were
sitting
going
here.
to generate a ton of buzz, so everyone was seeing it and they were making a ton of money on it. So, like, yes, all the things they were pointing out are very legitimate problems, but to me, it didn't really feel like they were doing it because they were fighting the good fight against, like unethical anti-consumerist practices in the industry. Like they were making a strong point about it with their words, but their actions seem to lean more towards let's make a lot of money off this shit immediately.
Man,
To me, it just doesn't pass the smell test. If this really is just, a strong case of stick it to the moniosis where they want to take a principled
Mondiosis.
stand against terrible things happening in the gaming industry and they want to take a fight to take two Rockstar, Sony, and thus they're doing all this. Well, then why are they shilling a crypto out the wazoo on everything that they're doing with it, generating thousands upon thousands, maybe even millions of dollars in the process? So I still think that's a strong motivator behind all of it here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A good catch behind it.
Regardless, though, it's a huge deal, and it's one that is being taken very seriously here, and it's a risk they're taking that could jeopardize their entire lives. I mean, it does put them at jeopardy of going to jail for an extremely long time. I
Oh
already
hell
mentioned the
yeah.
last guy who was leaking GTA 6 footage who got permanently institutionalized, fucking padded cell, straight jacket, probably muzzle on his face like a lunatic locked up in Arkham Asylum because he leaked GTA 6 footage. He was eventually transferred to a normal prison, but
They
they
got on his ass immediately. God damn. So man, what top of the line fucking crime.
came
Holy
out
shit.
there turbo fisting. This is a whole different beast
That's a
now.
whole different ball game.
They're gonna be sicking everyone on them. Not only like their Avengers team up of lawyers, but also the Avengers team up of every law enforcement agency on the planet. They're gonna get the Navy SEALs out there,
The
the
Rangers,
FBI, the DEA, the BBL, the DVD, the
CIA,
VHS. They're
everybody.
all coming to play. The MIB, like holy shit, man! Even SAD PD might even get on the case,
Your
all to
PD
try
and all
and
type of shit.
find these leakers and stop this. And in response to them trying to
Damn.
figure out who's behind it all, and because of their efforts to peek behind the curtain, CyberLeak has now altered. They're claiming that they have a build and that they've had it for some time and that it's no longer in just one centralized location, so there's nothing to seize, there's no server to raid, only copies that are spread out across the globe. And then they
Yo, these motherfuckers are moving so like a task force that if y'all even breach one, we're gonna release this one, then this one, then that one.
go on to describe what's fundamentally like a fucking dead man switch, basically something you'd find in an action movie, really. Like, this is like some shit
Damn,
straight out of like an
that's what
early
I'm
2000s
saying.
plot line. But what they're claiming is they've got this on the ready to release, and every day they choose to cancel its release. So if something were to happen to them, like they get caught or arrested and
It
can't
automatically
stop
does
that,
it.
manually cancel its release, then it's going to end up in the hands of millions and millions of gamers across the globe. Silencing
Damn,
Cyber
they popping they old on their asses. This is crazy though. Shout out there on YouTube, man. Shout out there, man, ladies in Discord, y'all. I was getting a little brief update on this, but like I said, y'all take care. Have a great rest of y'all night and day, man.